Okay, welcome to my first vlog. Ooh, my first vlog. It's kind of mystical at this point because I've been talking about wanting to vlog for a long time, as many of you might know. But this just has never come to fruition. I have tried at some times, but it just seems it's always seemed like a bit too much work for what it was worth with how busy I've been. But lately, as a jet, I do have a little more time than I did as a student. Oh, well, hold on. My rice is done. I'm gonna let that sit for 5 more minutes. I have quite a bit of free time the nights when I don't have anything scheduled, which is, I would say, most of my weekdays. My weekends are jam-packed. I always try and go out and do something on the weekend, but my weekdays are usually very free. Very free. So I decided that instead of just sit here with my hand in my pants, I would try to vlog. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna title this video my first quarterly jet review. And what does that mean? My jet review. Am I reviewing the jet program? No. Am I reviewing my entire hopes and dreams and all of my expectations with what I had with jet? No. This is a first quarter review, meaning it's only been 3 months. It's only 3 months of my journey. But I want to kind of stop and take notes every quarter to those of you who are thinking about doing the program, or maybe you've applied already this year. Or you could be someone who is currently on the jet program and maybe wants to know maybe someone else's point of view. I guess I'll start by answering the question, is it everything I hoped it would be? I guess, to answer it plainly, yes. I think the program so far has exceeded my expectations. I think I got extremely lucky, you could say. I feel very blessed to be placed where I am. I am placed in Akita, in a small city called Katagami, and this is the Inaka of the Inaka. Thankfully, we're next to the biggest city in Akita Prefecture, so it's not a long drive for me. It's about a half hour to get down to the city, and the city is still Inaka too. Let's be honest, I was in Nagoya the other day, and it's just incomparable. There's really not much to do in Akita compared to those big cities. If you want that big city feel, this is not the place for you. I do feel extremely blessed, and the reason for that is, first of all, every different board of education has so many different rules and other things. I know compared to my colleagues who live in the city, that things are very different here for us. For example, people in the city are not allowed to drive a car to work. They have to take public transit. Now, of course, their board of education reimburses them for the cost of commuting to work. And my board of education didn't buy my car. They don't pay for my gas. So obviously, in that sense, I have to pay a bit more. But the freedom that comes with a car, we're in the Inaka. You can't really rely on trains like you could if you were in a bigger city. The trains here probably come about once an hour. And when I was telling my friends that, they were just baffled. Are you serious? Once an hour? How can you even depend on that? I'm like, yeah, it's really inconvenient. Also, the jet experience, you get out of it what you put into it, and I'll talk more about that later. Not everyone would want my situation. Not everyone wants to be in the Inaka. Some people would be way too bored. In this city, most young people move. The college-age kids or the recent graduates don't live in the city. For the most part, they either live in Akita City, or a lot of them are even leaving the prefecture to go to bigger cities where there's more work. A lot of people maybe wouldn't want the position that I'm in, but for me, I wanted that kind of small local family feel, and I wanted to do jet because I wanted to make deep connections with people beyond just kind of the acquaintance level, where it's yeah, we chat and it's fun and it's cool. And trust me, there's plenty of people who are very nice and you can have those kind of talks with, and so on and so forth, and that's awesome. The reason why I wanted to do jet is because I wanted to really experience life here. Not necessarily just as oh, I'm a foreigner and I'm living in Japan, I'm doing it. That's great, and that's an accomplishment in itself. But I really wanted to meet people who I feel are just straight up family. Granted, it's not oh, no matter what you do, we're gonna love you. And I do put forth effort to be likable, to be someone that people want to be around and that they feel comfortable around, and someone that makes people feel good and all that. You know, upon arrival, whatever preconceived notions people may have had about me, you come to Japan and you start like a brand new life. Not that you like forget everyone back home. Like obviously, like you're gonna think about like your friends and family back home a lot, and there's gonna be lonely nights. Absolutely, I've experienced them. You know, but it's kind of exciting to be able to have a whole new life. Like I came here and nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew who Anthony was. So you kind of get to take all your knowledge from life and come into a new living situation, new circumstances, and establish yourself as the person that you want to be. And obviously that comes with a ton of other challenges too, because Japanese is tough, and even after studying it for 3 years, I find it difficult to communicate complicated thoughts. Obviously I'm improving. Nonetheless, those things are difficult. So placement makes a big difference. Senpais make a big difference. Not only the senpais that stay with you and work with you upon your arrival, but also your predecessors. So is there a good impression of Jets where you live? Hopefully. It seems like the vast majority of people are well liked by the community. If you can, if you're in contact with your senpais, or maybe you haven't started yet and you're going to, if you find out you get the job, get in contact with your senpais. As for me, my senpais contacted me like immediately, and it was awesome, so that you can capitalize on everything that they've been working towards. Not only like with like the logistical things, like, oh, this is where I grocery shop because of the foreign foods, this might be the best way to take to work, oh, and watch out for this, but also like relationship wise, have them help you get plugged into the community. Hamburg, because I guess Japanese people don't believe in buns, and of course a Coke, because I'm American. It's a mini Coke. Look at this. It's a mini. Well, it's better for me, because now I drink a little bit less Coke than I did in the States. But the biggest thing, I think, so far, and I think anyone will tell you this, is attitude. What you put into it is what you get out. Obviously, the things that I've discussed can make a big impact on your jet experience. You know, like I imagine if I was in Tokyo, and what if I wasn't introduced to like locals, and it was just like, yeah, I could like find a church, and I'm sure I could make it work. But it just seems so easeless. Is easeless even a word? It happened naturally and with ease here. A big part is the responsibility and kind of the thoughtfulness of my predecessors. But, you know, but the biggest thing about the JET program, and I think anyone will tell you this, the biggest thing about the JET program is your attitude. Let me eat here, actually. And so far, my JET experience has been great. I've been able to plug into a local church. I've kind of had this feeling of being adopted into this small community. So if you're someone who's thinking about doing the JET program, or maybe you're on the JET program and you're just kind of looking for other perspectives, I encourage you to make the best of it. Put everything into it. You know, have confidence. Remember to laugh things off and just do the best you can. I mean, whatever it is you decide to do, if you're going to come here and study Japanese, if you're going to come here and just enjoy life in another country, if you're going to just come here while you're not sure what you're going to do after you graduate college, that's all great. You can absolutely enjoy life here. 3 months in, I'm enjoying things so far. Not every day is great. Like, things aren't perfect necessarily, but I am living my best life in the sense that I'm making the most of the opportunities that I have. And shout out to everyone here that's been making my JET experience as good as it is. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them, make a response video, whatever. Anyways, thanks for stopping in and watching my video. Best of luck to you. God bless.